guys, it's Lois here. I have got to share the most amazing news with you. Um, if you're ever thinking manifesting is not real, just listen. Just hold on. Okay. So, as you know, I'm doing this diary of a manifester, and I want to update you all on what has been happening. So, I think I may have mentioned in a previous video that I've got like 3 key manifestations that I'm working on. Now, please, you have to understand, we manifest all day, every day anyway. We always have desires. We're always going to be wanting. And that is the beauty of being these conscious creators, is that whatever we think of becomes a desire, becomes in our reality. So the 3 things I was manifesting that I put into my journal way back. This is the funny thing. I also think I mentioned that my sister pointed out my manifestations take 4 weeks. So 3 things I had on my list was a particular job that allowed me to still pursue my other goals and dreams. The second one was the completion on the house sale and the amount of money that would then be in my bank account. And the third one was to physically reconnect with my SP. Now, there are also lots of side manifestations that I've had along with that. One of them being about a motorhome that I want to purchase. Now, obviously, I require the sale of the house in order to accumulate the money to go and buy it. So you would think typically you'd have to wait for the house to sell and then go and get it. But aligned action here is those little nudges from the universe where you feel inspired to just go to a certain place or maybe look something up on the internet or call a friend, whatever it is. That's your aligned action, because you just suddenly get that intuitive nudge to do something or go somewhere. So anyway, I decided I was going to look. So I looked on Facebook and I was looking on eBay, and I found a few that I was interested in. I made a couple of inquiries and some people didn't get back to me, but this one person did. But they were going away on holiday for a while. So I left it for a few days, and then I just had this feeling at the weekend on Saturday. I was like, I've got to go. I got to go and look. So I had a look and I found this amazing converted bus. I contacted the guy. He said, yes, come and view it. It was an hour and a half away. I drove all the way there, saw it. It just wasn't right for me, but it was beautiful. It was lovely, but it just wasn't right for me. So I came back home. Now, I had sent out to the universe a list of requirements. I think there was only like maybe 3 or 4 things that I specifically wanted. But there were, the rest was kind of negotiable. So I then had a look again on Sunday, and I saw another one that was closer. It was about 25 minutes from me. So I contacted them and they were able to fit me in. So Sunday I went to see it, had a look again. It had a lot more of the qualities than the previous one I'd seen, but it still wasn't right. So I came home, and part of me was kind of feeling a bit disappointed, like, oh, that's a shame. It looked good in photos, but it's a shame. But something inside of me just said, this just means you're getting closer. Because every time I viewed one, it was getting closer. Like there were more and more of the key elements that I wanted appearing. So I was like, oh, well, 3rd time's the charm. Anyway, the guy that had been on holiday messaged me and said, come and take a look at it Monday. I'm back. So I went to have a look at it. It was perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And it was pretty much within the price that I wanted. The guy even dropped the price within minutes of me being there. And I didn't even ask. I didn't even have to haggle. He just did it. He threw in loads of extras. He went through everything in such detail. It had everything and more that I could have asked for. It's perfect. So I said, that's it. I want it. And he's like, okay, done deal. We shook on it. He's gone and taken it to a garage to get a few little minor things needed doing to it. So he's gone and done that for me. And it will be delivered to me next week. So this week is the house completion. And again, this is another area where I've been pulled off course sometimes. We talk about being in the end And that is like the dream goal. So I kept visualizing this motorhome. I was picturing myself living in it, what I would do in it, where I would travel, everything in this motorhome. And a lot of the time it did involve my SP. But anyway, I just kept the faith and I just let universe deal with it. I didn't control the outcome or anything. And the same was the case with the job. I kept looking, I kept applying. Whenever I felt the nudge, I would go online and I would check. I would apply for jobs. I'd get rejection after rejection constantly. I applied for probably about 30 to 40 jobs over a sort of 6-month period. And I got knockback after knockback. And all I just kept saying to myself was, obviously not for me. Rejection is protection. So I didn't give up. I just knew. And I did. I deep down knew. I was like, I knew the right one will be there for me. So I left it. And lo and behold, the job turned up. So now we've got the sale completion going through this week. We're going for Thursday. Everybody's trying their hardest to get it through on Thursday. We're literally waiting on one piece of paperwork. And I signed the documents today at the solicitors. And he said, look, we're still not completely sure it's going to happen Thursday. It might be Friday. Now that's going to cause a lot of problems because we've arranged vans. We've arranged friends to take time off work. If it doesn't go ahead Thursday, then it would just be me and my ex having to do the removal for him, which is going to be tough, but it's doable. So obviously he's a bit kind of miffed. And when I left the office, I realized that my solicitor had almost pulled me out of my end, because my end is that the completion happens Thursday. Everything goes to plan. There is no other option. That is going to happen. It's just a done deal. It is what we have planned. It is what is in my mind. There is no other option. And so I just affirm it. And I left the office and I felt that kind of, ugh. And I realized, oh my God, I'm not in my end anymore. I need to get back in my end. So I quickly got myself back in trust and faith. And I was like, this is just done. I don't even need to think about this. What am I doing? Just because this person says it to me, if I start believing what he says, I'm making that my reality. And that's not my reality. That's a lie. That's just his 3D bullshit. That's just part of my fear, my anxiety of what if it doesn't happen. And I'm like, nope, that's not happening. That's not my reality. It's not my movie. So I ignored it. And straight away, I felt uplifted. And I just realized this morning as I was driving to my mum's, and honestly, I can't tell you, if I'd have recorded this last night, you would have laughed, because I was driving home after seeing that motorhome and I was sobbing tears of joy. And I was just going, thank you, universe. Thank you. I'm so happy. I could almost cry now because I'm so freaking happy. Because what it really showed me is so clearly, the universe is always working in your favor. It is only us that gets in the way through our beliefs and our ego and all of that and the 3D circumstances that tries to trip us up. But when you have absolute trust and faith in what it is that you desire, and you can just chill the fuck out, and we talk about detachment, and that's what it is. It's just letting go of the need to know everything about how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. If you know something is for you, just know that it is going to happen. But we get in our heads about it. And I realized how simple manifesting really is. And I looked at all the things, like the breadcrumbs, as it were, that the universe gives you, the little synchronicities, the nudges, like I said before about mirror hours and things like that. They are just your sign of alignment with your desires and with yourself. It's your alignment to universe, to source. That's what you're looking out for. It's not necessarily relating to your specific person or a specific job or goal. It's purely telling you, you are on track. You are on the right path. Keep going. And I looked at all these little breadcrumbs, like the motorhome, you know, the first one was close, but it wasn't right. The second one, again, it was a little bit closer, but it wasn't right. It was all just literally the universe going, what about this one? And you go, nah, I need something that's got a bit more of this. And then the universe goes off and it finds something else for you. And it goes, what about this one? And then you go, well, that's really close, but it hasn't got that other thing that I really wanted. And so then it keeps bringing you more and more until you finally go, that's it. Thank you. And this is why it's very key as well to be very clear about why you want it. Not necessarily all the specifics, but why you want it. And yeah, if you want to give specifics, like a particular job, why do you want it in that specific area with that company? Or, why do you want that person? Why is that specific person so important to you? Why do you feel the need to be with that person? Why do you want that car? Why do you want that job? The why is so important because that's where your feeling state comes from. And if you're saying to yourself, well, I want that person because I want to prove to myself that I can get them back, you ain't going to get it, because that is manipulation and it's the wrong vibration to be in. If you're saying to yourself, I want to be with that person because they just light me up, because I feel amazing around them, because I just feel it deep in my heart and my soul that they are just perfect for me and I am perfect for them, and I have never felt this in my life, and I just feel joyous in their company, then that's all you need to hold on to. You don't need to hold on to them. It's done because you've felt it. You desire it. You just need to hold on to the feeling of that because that's already in existence, right? So what this whole experience has shown me in the last few days is how much I've been getting in my own fucking way when it comes to my specific person. I don't need to keep manifesting him because he is already in my life. And although he's been silent for days now, after a very deep conversation we had, I think it probably freaked him out, because when you are an awakened soul and when you have gone through a lot of ascensions and you have a greater awareness, your intuition, your telepathy, your psychic gifts become very, very heightened. It's very easy to read people and read their energy and just know things about them. And I've always been an intuitive. I've always been able to just read people, like their deepest secrets, their darkest fears, their worries, their concerns. I can just feel it and I can read it. Now, as a mirror soul, obviously we're mirroring each other. Like, a lot of my triggers are his triggers, my fears are his fears, and he probably doesn't recognize that, and I don't need to tell him that, because the most important thing is me. As a divine feminine, we control the energy. Our sole purpose is transmuting energy, transmuting it from the negative to the positive. And I've got a separate video on this, which I think is going to blow your mind. So have a look for that. I haven't recorded it yet, but I will pop a link in the description box below when it is uploaded. So if it's there now, then it means it's available to watch. So go watch it. But yeah, this is the key part of it. Being able to release the control, because I was still trying to control how it happens every single step of the way, what we should say, when I should reach out. It wasn't in needy energy, but it was just the need to want to always be in control. And I feel that from him as well, that he wants to control how this goes, that it goes at his pace, and I'm trying to speed it up and he's trying to slow it down. It's just like, what the fuck ever. So just be very conscious and very aware of the synchronicities and those good feeling moments and the joyous moments in your day. And do whatever you can to get in the trust. This is why I say, if you're manifesting more than one thing at the same time, it really helps to take away the meaningfulness and the attachment to certain things, and to manifest lots of little things as well, just the little wins in life. Like manifest, getting the last parking space, manifest, as I said, meeting up with an old friend. Try to manifest contact from someone you haven't heard from for a while. Manifest receiving money out of the blue. These little joyous things, because you can get into the excitement of going, oh, this is going to happen. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I know it will. And that is the key part of this. So if you're anything like me and you've been obsessing over an SP and you've been stressing out about the whole process, I really, really want to affirm that this has been helpful. This is helping you understand and shift through whatever you're going through. So if you feel like crying and purging, do it. If you need to scream and shout, do that too. Do not resist, because whatever you resist will persist. Resistance is simply you trying to deny your feelings, to deny what you know to be true, to try and push someone away or to sink these feelings down because they don't feel good. They don't feel good because it's bullshit, because it's a lie, because it's ego. When you really tap into your soul and you ask yourself, truly in this moment, what do I really want? What do I really feel will bring the most joy and the most happiness to me? Allow that to just come up to the surface. Whatever it is, that's what you want to manifest. So just allow it, accept it, and distract yourself in any way you possibly can by doing as many things that help to keep your vibration high. That's all you got to do. Sounds simple, I know, because if you'd seen me a few days ago, I was fucking sobbing and wailing and crying because the pain I was feeling inside of me, the feeling of not being good enough, of not being chosen, of being rejected, of this thing's just not working, this is too hard. I literally wanted to give up on Saturday. I was so fucking close Saturday. Sunday, I couldn't stop fucking crying. And then Monday happened. So as they say, if I can really give you any advice, when you are so close to a breakdown, you are so close to a breakthrough. When you are feeling that impatience, frustration, that anger, that annoyance, that feeling of just like, fucking hell, why is this not working? This is just taking too long. I am so goddamn frustrated. I want it now. Just take a pause, take a bloody breath for a moment. Do your gratitude prayers. Look at all the things that are happening in your life right now that are amazing. Look at all the things that have happened that are incredible, that you just didn't expect. And get back into that trust of knowing it is done. It's all good. You can do this. Do not give up. Just take a moment. Just take a step back. Just pause. That's what I'm doing. I'm completely focused now on working on my career, my jobs that I've got at the moment. As I say, this house, the motorhome, travel. I'm just doing whatever lights me up because I know that that is actually the fastest way to me and my SP coming back together. Because when my vibration is good, when I am fully loving me, when I am making myself the priority, when I am truly investing in myself, that magnetically will attract. And if that's what you want to attract from your partner, you've got to give it to you first. You can't expect somebody to give you everything that you're not already willing to give yourself. Okay, so don't give it all away. I was a big people pleaser. I'm not so much now. I know now that I've got all this abundance of love to give. So why not give it? But start with yourself first. I really hope this helps. In fact, I know this is going to help one of you out there. And that's all I care about. If I've just helped one person, I've done my job. So I have also just completed a 48-hour fast and I feel amazing. And I will probably share more about my fasting tips and tricks along the way as well. But I'm now going to get into the shower and get something to eat because I am hot, sweaty and stinky and now I've probably overshared. Anyway, take care. See you later, peeps.